Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Amazings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I'll be your friendly, grim, and perilous master today, because today we're carrying on with our ongoing campaign of playing Cubicle 7's outstanding fantasy RPG, Warhammer Fantasy 4th Edition. And with me today are the stars of our campaign, the Salt, Silver, and Sin, which is making use of, do I have it at easy access? It is right on the bottom. I'm not going to grab it. The Salzenmund City of Salt and Silver sourcebook. And with me, let's see, I'll go the order I've got you guys on the screen here. Why don't you tell us who you are and who you're playing today? First up, we've got Darren.
Hello there. Yeah, I am playing Alwyn Coulson, who is a human bounty hunter, and as ever, with his lovable family pet, Astrid.
Very nice. Next up is Graham.
Hi, I'm Greg, and I'm playing Ruthard Bellis Dingfelder, who is a human Nordlander Owler.
Very nice. Next up is Sean.
Hey, I'm playing Thognoth Barrickson, a dwarf of the Cragforge clan, and he is an Ironbreaker.
Nice. Next up is John.
Hey everyone, I'm John, and I'm playing Talther of Manon. He is a priest of Manon. He is a Salzamundu human.
Nice. And last but certainly not least is Carl.
Hello, I am playing Katerina of Shalia. She is a high priest of the Shalia, the goddess of mercy.
Very nice. So guys, it has been, at the time of recording, about a month since we last played. I'm going to bring us over to Olden Leets. And what do you guys recall having happened last time? Carl wasn't able to join us last time.
We spent a lot of last session recapping the reason that we're traveling to Alderleets, which was the murder of the priest when we were escorting the two families to a proposed meeting and, well, proposed wedding, I guess, eventually. So yeah, a lot of it was telling Rutard what had happened previously, because he wasn't with us when we did that, and then we spent time traveling to Alderleets, and that was most of the session, really.
What are you guys going to Alderleets for?
We're going to the families again. We're going to speak to the families once again. We've been, well, I think it's the two priests that have mainly been sort of given the task of traveling there, because we're going with the Sigmarites and the witch hunter and a priest to talk to the families once again.
And I think we're starting with the Rasbergers first, because they're the third party that tried to bring the other two together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they've got a mutant problem, you were saying, as in
One of the families, yeah.
Yeah, and that's not good, is it?
No.
Rarely ends well when the Sigmarites are involved.
Oh yeah, and apparently they're a bit. Well, I do know that they're a bit keen. So if there's a problem, they'll diligently and efficiently try to deal with it. Which kind of leaves, as far as I can understand, Talther, leaves us with a problem, because we want them to the families to prosper, and it's difficult to prosper when you've got a Sigmarite horde hammering you down.
Nice. Then, you also have Katerina, your mission in Olden Leets that you'll be meeting with and helping to set up, because you were dispatched in part to build an actual church in Olden Leets. Yeah. Not a church necessarily, but at least a temple.
Yeah, maybe like a hospice, homeless shelter. I don't know. Type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they're one and the same when it comes to value.
Mm-hmm.
But, no.
And it was a sister of yours who had been sent ahead to assist with that task. Mm-hmm. There's also expected to be a familiar face among them as well. Do you guys recall who that is? See, I got a handout for him.
Yeah, just trying to find him. Is it Aren't?
We're 40 sessions in on this one, and it's a remarkably small number of handouts in here. I really got to step up my game. Also, I'm able to find the handouts pretty quickly, too. Although, hold up. No, this one is kind of treated... That's named in the customary manner.
Oh, yeah.
So this is who I was thinking of, though.
Nice.
Aren't.
Oh, cool. So he came. That's good.
Mercenary bodyguard for the Kreutzfelds.
Well,
Oh, yeah, Rudy needed the background, the context of the first mission that you guys all went on. To make him really doubt whether he had made good choices in his life by hitching his wagon to the rest of you.
Yeah.
well, I mean, it's a better choice than dying in the rat warrens, right?
This is true.
Yeah.
Yep. You know, it's all about perspective. And Thognoth also tried to cross off a name from his Book of Grudges. I mean, the name was TBA, but because it was the thieves who took your gold from the... yeah.
Yeah. We started our trip, I think, at that same tavern for different purposes. Did some gossiping, not Thognoth, mind you, but he was too busy vetting the whole time.
Yeah.
But was unsuccessful.
You also have drawn the attention of some elves as well. That was our travel event.
Oh, good.
So, anything else we're missing, guys? Nada.
I think so.
All right, so then we're going to start, I believe, with... we had postponed Katarina's introduction to the rest of the priests and also to Errant to allow Carl to do the role-playing for that. So let's maybe start with that. So, Katarina, when you approach I think this is the first place you guys went was because you had caught some fish along the way, you may remember. So you brought some fish to the encampment. It is very much, I mean, it's more full than what you perhaps expected, just because there are a lot of people who were affected by the recent seismic activity in the city. Rumors are abounding, and you find, Katarina, that did we ever give a name to the sister who you had sent down here? I don't see it in my notes, but that doesn't mean it's
I
not.
don't recall.
Okay, so let's give her... let's call her Zelda. So Sister Zelda is the kind of your second in command for here, and she has got, like, basically, I think it's for now it is a like a storefront. Remember that in olden days they tend to build up rather than out because of the limited space that's available on this little, I guess it's a peninsula. What's the difference between an isthmus and a peninsula? Peninsula is a stretch of land that goes out into the water. Is an isthmus the reverse of that?
Huh.
Maybe it's a scale thing.
Isthmus. A narrow strip of land with sea on either side, forming a link between two larger areas of land. Oh, okay. So
I see.
Peninsula doesn't connect up with anything. Isthmus does. There we go. Okay, so this would be a peninsula, I guess, then. That it stretches out, and then it's built up. So it's like an old storefront that you've got. They've got some supplies on the upper levels that they're storing to keep away from, busy hands. And then there are administrative things on the second floor, and then the first floor is for servicing the needy. You find that the place is quite active, and the only person who seems to be actively working in here, carrying stuff around, it's remarkably well stocked, and I think Katarina why don't you give us a... you don't need a perception check for this. I think you can tell that it is better stocked than what you guys had sent, what your church had sent upriver, with the acolytes. So clearly someone has been donating some additional stuff in here, and that's evidenced by one of the a very large man who is making his way through, delivering a box of food or produce or something like that has been donated. And you recognize him. He's out of his armor now, but and his hair is a little bit longer, but you recognize him as Errant, the man whose life you saved.
Well, I greet him. Hail, Errant.
His face brightens up, and he says, "Sister, I heard you were coming. One moment." And he brings the produce over, sets it down, comes over, and he says, welcome all of you. We heard you were coming. And he kind of gives Rudy a bit of a, just that look of like he doesn't recognize you from before. And
I'll just nod in sort of a friendly way.
He nods back to you as well. He looks at you, Katerina, and you, Talther, and says, "You got new robes."
Yes, I guess the privileges of station.
Congratulations.
Elevation.
Is that such a thing you say?
Congratulations.
So,
yes.
Your advancement. Congratulations to both of you. Well earned, I don't doubt. Hello, Pup, he says to Astrid. Gives her a little scritch on the head. And Arendt, Stripsdorf. He sends his hand to you, Rudy.
Well, good day to you, sir. My name is Ruthard, and pleased to meet you. I'm just accompanying these fine people and supporting them in the worthwhile activities that they always undertake.
Oh, good. Good. They save your eye, too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. More than once, I'd say.
You've got an higher tally than what I have with him, but yeah, that's Lady Katerina here. She saved my life. Would have been struck down by a mutant bolt had it not been for her.
Good gracious! All right.
Terrible things.
Pleased to hear it. Yeah.
And hello there, dwarf.
I remember Thognoth.
Errant, good to see you.
You as well. Did you get a new axe?
I did. All the details are not all as are not buoyant, but I did, and it's a fine axe. I'll take it off. I'll show it to him.
Yeah, like he's a seasoned mercenary, so he does kind of look this thing over, and he touches it. He said, "What's this metal? Is this that dwarf plate?"
Indeed, it's mithril.
Gromrel.
Gromrel, that's right. Gromrel. It's been a month. I need time.
Well, if you played Middle Earth in the interim, or Lord of the Rings in the interim, then that's understandable. But it is most definitely not mithril. Mithril is a substance that comes with a very litigious estate. So
yeah. And then we can all enjoy my attempt at the axe's name in a moment too. But anyway, carry on.
Oh, yes. Has this thing got a name?
This is yes, of course. This is
it's a very long name. It's a very long dwarven name.
Gromdil Drendraken.
Impressive. Befits such a weapon.
Indeed.
He gives it back to you as if he was handing over something valuable.
Give him a nod. Put it back on.
So have you all come back to help with this project here then? And the way you can see there's like one or two ladies of Shalia who kind of go by and thank Errant for, him, and one like kind of playfully teases him for not not putting the box in the right place. You can tell he's quite popular here, and you may recall that Aaron's troubles began because of his dalliance with a noblewoman, a married noblewoman. He says, kind of rebuffs the teasing, and then says, "What are you coming to stay then, or just passing through? If you're coming for security, we haven't had that much trouble."
Thoggoth looks at the priests.
Sister Katerina?
It's mostly Katarina's show here.
She may be, Carl may be having, Carl, you can hear us?
Oh, Carl's out. No, he's dropped out of the call. Hold up.
Yeah. You can see he's trying to
I mean,
recover.
Carl could have been thinking, but it seemed too long,
Yeah. So you're muted in the call, Carl.
There he is.
You haven't tried to talk yet, so no. Got so much coffee this morning already on account of muting. So what did you miss? Anything?
No, he was just Thognoth was talking about his axe.
Oh, okay.
Aaron's popular.
Aaron's popular with the ladies. That is true.
You caught me saying the axe's name, I mean, relatively competently, right, Carl?
Yeah.
It was so stunning, it actually knocked him offline.
Drakenberg, Draken.
So what he had asked is whether what you're doing. Are you staying? Are you passing through?
I believe we are. We'll be here a little bit. We are trying to repair the damage from the last excursion with those families. But of course, our other duty here is to help Odinleets recover from their catastrophe.
Aaron's face gets a kind of not a look of concern, but just like attentiveness, and he says, "You're heading back to Kreuzfeld lands."
Yes, we are going to talk to the. I want to say Rumsfeld, but it's not Rumsfeld.
Rasburgers.
We're going to talk to the Rossburgers first. So, are we? Oh, I just out of character. Are we ahead of the Sigmarites, or did the witch hunter come with us, or what is that?
The guys did hear at the tavern that there were 6 Sigmarite priests that were in town, as well as a witch hunter.
Okay.
I know that sounds like the start of
I do let Aaron know, and the sisters know about that if they don't know already about the Sigmarites are here as well, and we just don't want to.
Aaron gets a look of worry on his face, and he says, "I saw that we'd heard word that there were 6 Sigmarite knights passing through, and they seemed to make a big show of things. I was worried whether they'd finally be looking for vengeance for the death of..."
Well, the Baron would prefer. Well, did the Baron like give leave for a crusade, or what is he doesn't want like fire and sword necessarily? Is that correct? I'm recalling, or
it seems as if both the Temple of Manon and the Temple of Sigmar are in favor of cleansing the lands. The Church of Sigmar, Church of Shalia, however, Mother Agatha still believes that Dorothea can be reasoned with, and that there may be some peaceful outcome, that in spite of the blood and thunder intent or approach of the Mennonites and the Sigmarites, that you may still find a way to resolve this without massacre. That will put you at cross purposes with Talther, but that is the fun of such a setting.
Well, she did try to kill us, but we gotta put our personal grievances aside, and
yeah, it's unclear. There was a pretty explosive end to the time with the caravan, because they did blow up one of the wagons, but they didn't actually try and kill you, or at least she didn't.
I thought they shot at us. We shot at them anyway.
Yeah, well, no, you were actually attacked on the way out, though, and you killed all the mutants. So it's not clear whether they were sent by her, whether they were sent by her, by the Kreuzfeld, by Jakob, or whether they just kind of tried to kill you on their own initiative.
Right.
So it's not that last batch, where Aaron got so badly hurt, and where we learned about what happens on a critical fail with a range attack. When Alwyn nearly hit Thognoth.
Yeah.
So it's not clear whether she actually did try.
It didn't go in the Book of Grudges, but it could have. It was one of those.
Yeah. It's in the footnote of the Book of Grudges.
Footnote. Oh,
Yeah.
I like that. Footnote in the Book of Grudges.
Well, anyway, personal grievances aside, it must hold to Shalia's tenets of mercy. Or at least the attempt.
Okay. Why don't you guys each... so, Rudy, this is going to be I think a hard test for you, just because you've never met Errant before, so you don't have anything to judge from. But for everyone else, let's make it an average... Sorry, difficult, not hard, difficult. Difficult intuition check, please. And then for everybody else, you can make it at challenging.
Difficult, right.
Talther, wowzers. Crit success. We played last weekend. I had my son over for Father and Son game night, and we played Marvel Zombies, which was fucking awesome. And at one point, we got so caught up in the game, he killed one of the hero, like the hero zombies. Like, one of the things that can spawn that are really dangerous are like zombified versions of other X-Men, right? And we were so pumped. I came this close to asking him, what does it look like? You can take the DM out of the role-playing game, So Katerina, you can tell just from discussing with him, Aaron seems a little, with the talk of the Sigmarites back and whatnot, you can tell that there's something worrying about Aaron. It seems like he's been concerned about the spotting of the Sigmarites in town, and it's kind of weighing on him. Talther, I think that you can in particular note that the way he's talking about it, the way he's asking about it, the presence of the Sigmarites and the Witch Hunter in particular is weighing on him. He's asking about something in the way that you can tell, Talther, that he wants to ask a lot more, but he doesn't want to draw a lot of attention to it. When someone's kind of dancing around something and you're like, look, it's obvious they want to ask something more, but they're just not doing that. You can tell that with that crit.
Okay. Then suppose we should work to an opportunity to where he can ask those questions not quite in the open.
So you're going to attack him. Got it. Okay. Yeah. We'll roll. Come here. What do you want to do?
It's only acolytes of Shalia in here, you're not, right?
And the unfortunates that you are servicing here.
Oh, right.
It's very busy. It's very active. It's also...
Ask is there an office or a place where we can, unpack and...
He thinks, of course, upstairs. I can bring you there. Come, please. And he gets the attention of one of the acolytes, points back to where he left the produce, and she will go and administer that. He asks, how was your trip upriver? Any troubles?
So, a lot less thievery than going downriver.
Right.
You was robbed on the way down.
Almost. Katerina was able to prevent that and get us a new acolyte.
Right, and
Oh.
I tell her about what's his name, the one that.
Johan.
Yeah, so,
Johan was
you
actually
know,
the one who
Johan-
took everyone down. It clicks with Errant. So he looks back at you,
Johan,
Katerina.
He had a catharsis. He rethought his life choices.
He looks. You're just collecting lost sheep, aren't you?
Oh. Or Shelley
Yeah.
is directing miracles.
Indeed.
Do not canonize me yet.
He was here. He helped transport down Sister Zelda and the rest of the mission. He was most enthusiastic.
Also, the good thing is that sheep can be very observant. We have people around now.
Indeed. He leads you to the back, leads you upstairs, and you can see that this is, it looks like it was probably some kind of residence before that's sort of been transformed over. He brings you down to the end. It's something looking out over the front, and he says, "We thought this might be appropriate for your office, Sister Katerina." Brings you in, and there's still like, it looks like they've removed some, there's like stains from where like a bed would have been at some point and whatnot, but this would have been, it looks like they're working on making this suitable for you. You do have privacy here, though, once you close the door.
Yeah,
Okay.
Talther will, as they get inside, he'll just close the door with a little click and says, Art, you have something on your mind? Suppose you can speak freely here?
He kind of looks around at everyone. Well, I'm glad to see you, Father Tulsa, but, well,
Father makes me feel old.
I find it's the years that make me feel old, but what? And
You're with friends here, Aaron. You can speak your mind. We've all fought and bled together.
The Sigmarites seem to be weighing heavier on you than, you expressed below.
well, I know that you had helped clear my name from the shadow of suspicion, at least in the eyes of those among the caravan, but I had an history with him. And
Oh, that's right. The blackmail.
precisely, not a proud moment in my life, but it was nevertheless that, and I wish not to cast aspersions on the Sigmarites, but they're not here for me, is they? An effort to retroactively clear his name by pinning
not-
me as the murderer?
Do not believe that is the case, Aren't. They have a somewhat of a fervor for the mutants and those behind them.
Yeah, I think they probably are distracted by the crusade.
Your name did not come up at all when I spoke with the leader of my church.
But that doesn't mean they might not revisit and come question. They like to, especially witch hunters.
Just be soothing him, Katerina.
Well,
No,
I'm also being real, right? So
There's no sense in wishing your troubles weren't there. I appreciate your frankness, sister.
I'd expect they'd have already reached out to you if they were
Reached
intent
out.
to do so.
Not dealt
That's
with a
that's
witch.
a nice way of putting it. Reaching out, yeah.
Indeed.
yeah, they have not come by. So we don't have a large footprint yet. So
They have announced themselves as far as the arrival, but with their presence, they have not approached the sisters here as far as I know. But
I will speak with the sisters, with Zelda and the others. I probably should present myself to Lord Anderhart as well.
Not a lord. He's a merchant.
Merchant. Oh, I thought he was a lord.
High merchant stress. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I should probably present myself to. He's a very influential person, though, and Odin is correct.
So you have a previous dealings with this Anderhart?
Yes.
He's been most generous in his donations.
Oh, I'm sure he. I do not know if it's necessarily out of the goodness of his heart, but he probably wants something.
I rarely find that to be the case with their types. Good word of mouth, and certainly people are aware of who's been helping most in the aftermath.
If he donates and helps the downtrodden, better for him.
And he's promised to rebuild what was damaged in the
that is good.
incident. Huh. Indeed.
It would be worth visiting him. Thank him for his generosity.
Did you share with the church your involvement with the flooding, Katerina? Because I'm trying to think if he would know that you guys were responsible or involved.
Katerina is going to be as open as possible. I don't see why she would hide that.
So I don't think he knows then, because while Mother Agatha would keep it in mind,
all right, that's
information you want to keep in a tight circle, right? So
yeah. Mother Agatha should know, right?
Yeah, she would know. So, in which case, Zelda does not. In which case, Aaron does not. So he's got no idea that you guys were involved with any of that stuff, nor that you had prior dealings with Anderhart necessarily.
Okay.
Okay. So then, well, whether the Sigmarites are searching for me or not, I'm certainly in your debt and in your service, Katerina.
All you can do is, if they do question, all you can do is answer honestly, but just take deep breaths. I know it's...
Do they wish to speak to me?
I do not know.
Whether they do or not.
But we should be...
If you return to the Kreutzfeld lands, I shall be happy to assist in whatever manner I can.
Yeah. Telther says, we plan on visiting the Rasburgers first.
Right.
Do you have any,
what do you know about them? Yeah, that's a good question.
The Rasburgers, a smaller family, not as influential. In their private times, the Kreutzfelds did not speak well of them. They have much poorer lands. Their mines are not as lucrative as those of the Kreutzfelds or the Durenbachs, for that matter. A poorer third brother, if you will, among their kind.
And yet they were attempting to unite the two other families for a greater good amongst the three?
My dalliances with the nobles have been limited, and there's a little twinkle in his eye when he says that. But my understanding was that the Rasburgers saw it as an opportunity to jump up. At least that is how the Kreutzfelds viewed it. An opportunity to look well in the light of the Baron, in contrast with the squabbling of the Durenbachs and Kreutzfelds.
Well, our intent is to seek them out and to see what aid they can offer and what backing they can give to us as we approach the Kreutzfelds and the Durenbachers again, to see what we can do.
Has there been discussions of stripping the lands from the Durenbachs or Kreutzfelds in response to this?
Has been. I have not been made privy to them, but I was instructed that we do not want to lose production in the area.
Would
benefit no one.
Well, I am familiar with those lands and have been to the Rasburgers estate before. I still have my armor as well, and will be happy to accompany you, whether the Sigmarites seek words with me or not.
How well received do you think you would be with the Kreutzfeld and Durenbachers if and when we show up with you in tow?
I would expect poorly among the Durenbachs as a former servant of the Kreutzfelds, and worse among the Kreutzfelds, given my dismissal. To be frank, I'm certainly happy to be of assistance if your intent is to find amity among their families. I may be a source of irritation for both.
Well,
Or put them off guard. I mean,
I looked at Katarina and say, I think we should bring him along with our meeting to the Rasburgers.
I mean, I think if we're going into, it's not like the woods are idyllic. They could be dangerous. It's not a bad idea to have another sword arm with us.
Not that that's all we see you as, aren't. It's just, no.
I know what I am.
But I believe Aaron's insight could help. You'll see, he knows these families. He's been around them. He might see things that we miss. This is new to us. This elevation is new to us, Talbot. Well, more or less.
That is true.
High society in Salzamund is different than what I'm used to back in Reichland.
Well, then we would be happy to have you along, aren't? At least for the first third.
Right.
We may need to send you back to keep an eye on the priestesses.
And once again, that twinkle is back. He says, I'm happy to serve in any manner I can.
I'm gonna lean over to Katarina, like, do we have to watch him with the priestesses?
I mean, it's not like, I don't know, I don't understand what you mean. It's not like Shalians take a vow of celibacy.
No.
Okay.
Contrary to what you might have heard.
There's not twinkle in Katarina's eye.
In your watery halls.
There are rumors.
I mean, sure they can, but...
So, what, is there anything else you wish to ask?
Aren't is a gentleman.
I prefer to think of myself as gentle, and I am indeed a man. I am quite certain I am not a gentleman.
You're a good man, Aren't.
Katarina likes to see things as they might be, or could be.
He, his face flushes, and well, in any event, we have space for you to. One of these rooms has not yet to be put to a purpose. Storage has been in the attic, and there is a hoist to bring materials up. Anderhart has well stocked the mission, so we are eagerly able to dive into the mission, to which I guess I'll use the word mission twice in there.
Right.
George, hoping you're taking notes. The undertaking asked of the church. We've been able to service many in need here already.
That is good. That's the purpose. Oh, there might be some other. Well, I don't mind talking. So I'm going to ask him also. What has been the Elven situation here? That was challenging last time we were here. Have you heard anything? Have any elves approached the mission?
They are not pleased with us.
I'm
some are, some aren't.
Aware that there were elves in Oldenleitz. A great number of halflings as well.
Oh. Well, we need to recruit one as a cook.
She says that, and Talther's stuff in his coin pouch somewhere deeper.
Yeah. The Aaron says we indeed. I do not think I've eaten as many turnips in my life as I have in my time in Oldenleeds. They seem to be in a great abundance here. The elves. There are rumors. I understand that there was an elven city or settlement underneath what is now Oldenleeds, and it seems as if whatever the event was, that it's led to an interest in the ruins, or so the gossip says. Others have said it's unhappy elven spirits that led to the collapses. Whatever the truth of the matter may be, we have not seen any elves accepting our offerings, though I understand they keep their own gods, so perhaps it is not unusual that they have not accepted the services of the Lady of Mercy. Have you concerns about their numbers or their interests in the mission?
Well, I know that I would count some of the elves as the downtrodden, I guess. They haven't been given a fair shake by others of their kind, so I just wondering.
If you wish, Sister Zelda, I'm certain would welcome opportunities for outreach among though they may not pray to your god, those in need. I think the Lady of Mercy does not require obedience for mercy to be offered.
She does not.
This is certainly not my purview of responsibility, but I could suggest that to Sister Zelda, that she discuss that with you.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Indeed. Shall I find her for you?
Probably not now. I think we want to get settled.
Of course.
Get an update from Sister Zelda at some point.
If you have any instructions or wishes for your office, let us know, and we will try to accommodate. Otherwise, let me show you to your quarters. I have.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, is it like just a one table and stuff? I don't know if any of these guys.
Probably. It's probably pretty bare bones at this point.
I wonder if like Ruthard or Talthar might need a table. You can have a big office here. I don't mind. If there is enough space. I don't think.
No, thank you.
I think Dogdoth wants to play with the hoist up in the attic.
It's very nice, though.
What do I want to play with? What was it?
The hoist in the attic.
Oh.
Oh, dear. Yeah.
Dwarf goes up, dwarf goes down. Dwarf goes up, dwarf goes down.
Hey, it's got a slide.
But I guess we have enough room for accommodations if you don't mind camping out.
Yeah, it's going to be like the place has been
It'd be like glamping. Glamping, you know?
Pretty much. Like you'll be indoors and whatnot, and the place still needs a lot of work to it, but at least you'll be indoors. You can toss your bedrolls down. They'll try and accommodate, more appropriate and permanent stuff over time, but it's a work in progress at present.
Plus, it saves us money and fleecing by the local establishments.
Anything else you require that you want to ask of Errant before he is sent on his way?
I think he probably wants to go back and help interact.
Okay. So he is sent on his way, and he says he'll send Sister Zelda up when and she'll be able to make her appearance whenever you guys are ready to talk to her. But you guys have an opportunity to talk just amongst yourselves privately now. So as a reminder, Anderhart was the fella who, I don't think he ever paid you, did he? Or did he pay you a minimal? I don't think he paid you.
No, he paid us.
He paid us.
We almost got stolen on the trip back, but yeah, he gave us money.
I thought it was Von Feelbad who paid you, and
Yeah, it was.
No, you're right.
He didn't pay us nothing.
Anderhart stiffed you, I thought, and then Von Feelbad was the one who...
Maybe he's trying to make amends here, or he's got
He's in the book of debts.
That, or we just didn't go visit him.
I think he... I don't know if you guys ever... I know you did meet with him for sure, and I
but we
believe...
didn't visit him afterwards because we delivered the powder and then went off in the dead of night. We didn't go back to him.
After, what's his name died? I thought that because that was the reason Von Feelbad approached you afterwards. Because Von Feelbad paid you.
Yeah. But Anderhart's the high merchant that we made the, promise of, if it goes bad, he's not involved. If it goes good, he could take credit.
Yeah.
We didn't see him after the whole delivery of the gunpowder.
Is that right?
I don't think we met with him after that.
That's not my recognition.
No, I think you guys did. You might have missed a session, John. Maybe.
Might have. Okay.
Yeah, it could have been that. But I seem to remember you guys meeting with him, and
I think there was discussion of how much we were going to push for money, and I got outvoted, I think.
I guess Alwyn wanted to push with an elven arrow.
Yeah.
So
He's
then,
in the book of debts, definitely.
Shoot my elven arrow to my heart. Yeah.
Yeah. You can give us, I think, guys, any. This is we'll actually be doing a little bit of a reversal here. So this will be a. An insight check. It'll be challenging for everyone except for Rudy. Rudy, this will be an average insight or intuition check for you, please.
Intuition.
Yeah.
We're on average, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, challenging. Sorry, challenging. Everyone other than Rudy. Rudy's got average.
Oh, that's the other way around. Okay. Yeah.
Because Rudy spent more time in Olden Leeds. Crit fail from Alwyn. Love it. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to fortune that, or let me?
Nah.
Okay.
No, you can play with it. You can
Excellent.
play with it.
All right. So Rudy, you were the one who made got a success on this.
More angry.
So
Yeah.
Perhaps it's not a surprise, and this main just to put a point on it, there is very little chance that Anderhart's efforts are in any way genuinely philanthropic. It is buying himself a better station and a better position in here, and hitching himself to a new church that is coming into town.
Yeah. It's just business.
Yeah. You recognize precisely what is going on here from the limited dealings you had with Anderhart before and what is going on. This is a guy, in addition, the owners, whoever may have owned the properties that were in there, there's not, it is a non-zero chance that they died in that. Because a lot of folks live in the buildings that are affected, which means that he may have been able to pick the shit up and no one else is doing it. So he's also buying more property that he's going to be able to develop.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Ruthard, if you want to get in on it, just to keep tabs on Anderhart, I would not. If you share that, insight?
Yeah, I'm happy to share that. Look, it's like this.
I would say
this is how it is.
Oh, I figured that, but maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
So maybe you can either, I wouldn't say counter it, but at least be involved in it, so that we have tabs on.
Yeah.
You could be our eyes and ears in this endeavor of Anderhart's.
Oh yeah.
And maybe
it'll
make
be
some money.
ongoing.
Maybe make some money in the process.
Yeah, well, maybe.
I don't mind that.
I'm not so fussed these days.
Charlie can be generous.
Well, not nice. He'll be voracious. He won't stop. He'll, he can't help himself. I know what he's like. He can't help himself.
Every accusation's a confession.
That's good. I'm glad we have someone. I guess we could have someone on the inside. That's great.
Mm.
Oh, well, yeah.
Anything else you guys wish to discuss before Sister Zelda arrives? Then Sister Zelda arrives, and she greets you warmly, Sister Katerina, and she says, have you had an opportunity to see what we have done thus far?
No, I'd love to take a tour.
Please.
And I can speak with you about progress as we go. And let these gentlemen, we'll show these gentlemen to their room or rooms, and then they can do what they need to do. I'm sure they don't need to hear about our boring accounting and numbers and progress.
Of course. And maybe that's when you guys went out to the bar, you had your adventure there, and you came back. Katerina, you've had an opportunity to review everything in here. She's doing as good of a job as she can with it, and the bounty that has been offered by Anderhart is substantial. Like, this is, it's not going to be, because the city is smaller and, it's only one individual. It's not quite the scale that you have in Salzenmund, but it is far in excess of what you could have expected or hoped for. So you got an enormous amount of stuff here. Do you have any specific questions of Sister Zelda?
Great. We definitely have to go meet him and thank him. Has he come by?
He is not. It has been through an intermediary. Do you have any other questions of Sister Zelda?
Not really.
Okay. You would have had time to have all these questions answered. So if at a later point you have a question about what's going on.
Okay. I feel bad. He left, right? He left.
Von Field, the sorcerer. Yes. No, he is apparently still here because it has only been about. Well, no, it's been about a month now, hasn't it? Between the downtime that you guys took and the waiting for stuff. Yeah, I think he has gone back to report the unfortunate news to his master.
Okay. Oh, I do ask her. I'll ask her if the Sigmarites have come by.
They have not, though. We have heard that they are. Is there a crusade being called to the west?
Well, yes, I would definitely, if they approach and want to talk with us, answer honestly as best you can.
We will, of course. I have no doubt if there is if they are on crusade, then there is.
Did she know Dorothea?
I don't think she does, because Dorothea would have left. This person I picture being in kind of like a junior, probably a in her like mid-20s or so, which means that Dorothea probably would have left the priesthood before she would have been substantially involved. She may have heard the name, but I mean, Dorothea left to marry and then had sufficient time for that first husband to die, not return back to the priesthood, and then to be engaged with Jakob.
Okay.
So, do you ask her about it though?
No, I'm gonna let her know what Mother Agatha has, what her charge has been to me. I mean, she can follow her own. You can follow your own interpretations of how you would channel Shalia's mercy, but that is what Mother Agatha would wish. Perhaps you've heard of Dorothea and that she used to be an acolyte, or was associated with the Church of Shalia.
Mother Agatha views her favorably.
Well, as redeemable. I don't know. Favorably, I do not know. I do not know Mother Agatha's mind. But she believes that she can be saved.
If she believes so, then it must be so. I have not known Mother Agatha to be blind in her sense of where mercy is due. I know that the Sigmarites would likely think us foolish, but...
Well, it's better they think us foolish than in their way.
Indeed. Sister Katerina, I am at your service, and so, if you believe, as she does, that our Dorothy can be redeemed, I must believe so as well. How might we assist in your preparations? We have an abundance of supplies now as well.
Yes. Well, if we can borrow some of these supplies.
Indeed.
To go on, and I kind of tell her we'll probably use this as like a base of operations and to focus on the mission, outreach if possible, depending on after you get things set up.
Amongst the mutants?
Oh, no. No, amongst the people here in Olden, Spain.
Oh, of course.
The tragedy.
Indeed. We've seen many affected by, or some affected by it. It was more widespread.
Yeah, we will not take a lot, but the excess should be used to, open soup kitchen, provide for food, shelter, what have you.
Indeed. That we would be happy to implement that. Then, if your mission will take you back to those lands, would Errant go with you?
Likely Errant will accompany us at least leg of the mission. I'm not sure, and I would maybe defer to my companions whether he will go meet his former employers or not, or their rivals.
He has not openly discussed the circumstances of it. Did his former employers, the Kreutzfelds, did they treat him poorly?
No, they did not. I don't think they treated him poorly.
Oh, they dismissed him.
They dismissed him because of the controversy. Because he had some controversy.
I see.
He was a liability to them. But it's something that you should ask Errant about. If he is willing to share, then he will do so.
Yes, of course. Of course. I did not mean to pry. He has been of great assistance since arriving. Both the sisters and he's very good with the people we serve. Then, is there anything you wish changed or implemented that we have not done thus far? Is the mission otherwise to your liking?
I think the mission is fine.
Good. Then, we'll bring you the rest of the party back later in the evening. You guys have heard what you've heard and whatnot. I believe you were going to get ready to meet with the Sigmarite delegation. We have the Mannonites and we have the Shaliites here. Do you want to share what, if anything, you found at the bar with Katerina? Other than that, Alwyn is a lightweight drunk.
The thieves have gone to ground. They're still there.
No doubt criminal masterminds. I mean, come on.
It's outrageous. Maybe someone at the entrance to the bar is giving him information of when we're coming in.
Think of it like this, Thognoth. They made a lot of gold. I would not have stuck around either.
They're out there spending it, and he goes muttering off to the corner of the room.
Then
I look at Rudy and like, we know they're gone.
So, what do you guys wish to do while in Oldenleeds? And how do you want to meet with the Sigmarites?
Well, I don't know necessarily the Sigmar. I think we should just approach. Katarina's probably going to send a message out to them.
Should we try and speak to the Rasberger family first before we make introductions?
I think we still have to go further out for them, right? They're not in.
Yeah,
we
they're
have to go
like
out
at least 2 days travel into the hills.
Probably 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One day to get to
like pit stop.
Yeah, one day to get to that roadside inn where you met the courier and where,
Right.
yeah, and then another.
What do you think, Katarina? Should we just show up and ask to see them, or should we send a well-worded letter first?
No, we should ask. We should present ourselves, not just show up. That's kind of rude. So we'll tell them we're here, and if they need assistance, and if they would like to meet. I definitely would like to meet the witch hunter. I would also like to meet with Anderhart. If you're interested in that, maybe I'll take Rudy with.
Me and Anderhart didn't quite see eye to eye the last time we spoke, but I have had a wardrobe upgrade, so maybe that'll go better this time.
Yeah, I seem to remember making suggestions that he seemed to quite enjoy. So I think I have some favour with him, insofar as you can with such a person.
Well, yeah, I think we should meet with the Sigmarites before we go to see Anderhart, unless you feel that's more of a need for it.
No, he's he'll be sticking around like a bad smell with that Underheart. So I think there's more pressing matters slightly.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Let's go meet the people we're going to be working with fairly closely for the near future.
Yeah.
do you wish to just arrive at the... You may remember that the Sigmarites are staying at the manor of one of the Sigmarite devotees in town.
No, we should send a messenger, I think.
To do so.
Who would you
Not
think
to
just
show up.
meant? I say.
It's one of the letter boys or something, you know. Here, go take this letter somewhere.
Oh, okay.
What
Unless
letter
you-
boys are
unless
you
you're
talking
volunteer-
about?
Well,
Unless you're vol-
we don't have them like in the
volunteering.
general public like we do in the church. We can't just say here.
The guild of letter boys.
unless you,
The letter boy guild.
unless you're volunteering,
Yeah,
Maybe-
I'll take it.
or maybe I don't know. Thognoth would. I mean, a dwarfs and
I'll wash
Sigmar.
the hair.
are pretty
Yeah, that's right.
tight too.
No, honestly, you know, it's a joke, but the Guild of Letterboys is effectively what Comstar is in BattleTech. And they are extraordinarily influential and powerful. The person who delivers all the messages is also the one who can read all the fucking messages and change the fucking messages. So, yeah.
Wow.
The Guild of Letterboys is a woefully underappreciated power player within the old world.
Yeah.
Kev, did you use that as an excuse to talk about BattleTech? Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, but I don't want to put one of the guild's boys out of business, of course, because there's actual ways of doing things, and
Yep,
there's demarcation, mate. Demarcation.
absolutely.
That's my job. That's your job.
Yeah. And if you piss off the Guild of Letter Boys, you be sure that messages will go awry in future. There will be misspellings in the messages.
That's right.
Yeah. They'll arrive too late to be helpful.
Yeah. Yeah. They'll take it to the safe place, never to be seen
Absolutely.
again.
Yeah. And then when eventually the clans invade, you'll have to worry about their... so we're changing this to a BattleTech campaign, guys. Sorry. This is my long payoff to Darren. Darren requested a BattleTech game as a one-shot, and I'm like, I don't think we can physically get a one-shot done of BattleTech in 4 hours. Oh boy. So, you know what? The reason I knew that we would be able to get through the 16 hours of Dragonbane is because I have done that multiple times with BattleTech in the past. As an adult too, not as an idiotic kid. So anyway, okay, so what you'll send a message over to the Sigmarites. Is there a time you're proposing to meet with them, or are you requesting a time to meet with them?
Whatever works best for them, yes?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, we could just say to them.
Well, then you're requesting a time then, because if whatever works best for them would be asking them when you can meet.
Oh, I'd rather propose a time, but
very good, Katerina. You see, I don't understand noble ways.
So what would you propose as the time to meet with them?
how long do you guys think you want to stay in Odin Lakes? Are we going to leave like in the next couple of days?
It's probably late afternoon for just to help judge. Sorry to interrupt, Carl, but it's probably just to judge for how much you got left in the day. It's got to be like early evening by the time the guys get back.
Yeah, so probably tomorrow lunchtime or before lunch if they don't eat.
Sounds good.
That work for everyone?
Tomorrow mid-morning after prayers.
Yep.
Well, have a lie-in.
Okay. I was gonna say it's at Matins, but I that's the only hour of the like whatever it is, the canonical hours. So I don't know whether that is actually afternoon. But you'll make your proposal and you'll send off your messenger with that. What do you guys wish to do with the rest of your evening, if anything? Or are you just relaxing and recovering?
Drinking, a bit.
Yeah,
probably.
Unless I will ask Zelda if Anderhart's representative comes to then let him know that I'm here, and then that I'd like to meet with him as well if he's available.
Yes,
yeah.
If you, they probably won't be here for a couple of days, but if you wish to send word, we certainly can do so.
Yeah, definitely. Send word to him too.
Yep. Okay. And that's going to be a matter of when are you available, not let's meet at this time, right?
Yeah, I was going to say, we propose dinner tomorrow.
Okay.
Or something.
Dinner among the wealthy, you would know, but just from your childhood, that's an event then.
Yeah.
Is that what your intent is, or do you want just a meeting with him?
I'll propose dinner, but if he doesn't think there's a time to prepare for an event, then that's fine.
Well, I'll ask Katerina. What do you think? An event of this dinner would be that's something more in our favor. I think it would be just to meet him informally.
Well, also I think to really highlight his generosity. We want him on our side. I mean, I know he's got plans, but
everyone's taken levels in cutlery selection, right?
Yeah.
There's not going to be any wrong spoon situations here, no?
Well, unfortunately I dumped that warpstone dagger in the water.
Well, that's good if we're going to be meeting a witch hunter. So.
Yeah, it's probably for the best. True. So Alwyn's got that critical failure still hanging out there. Boy, that's great. So if you're proposing dinner, I think that he likely is not going to be in a position to refuse that, although it might take a day or so before you'll be brought in. But yeah, you can prepare accordingly in that time what you wish to do with a dinner.
Nah, let's stir up some drama.
Anything else that you wish with your evening?
No, it's been a long trip and it's time to get some good rest.
Okay. Then with morning I guess with the evening, Thognoth, boy, it's been such a rush of leaving here and coming back. Now that you're back in Olden Leech and you have a moment or two on your own, do your thoughts go to Grozim at all?
Yeah, I mean they certainly did when I was showing the axe to
Errant.
Errant. Yeah, because it's a lot of manling stuff going on, so he's not overly concerned about too much of it. He let and it's priestly manling stuff, so it's doubly, who can say? So
much simpler among the dwarves.
Indeed.
Swear your oath, die by a troll. Like, this is the way to worship your gods.
Usually, unless
Nonsense.
the Book of Grudges gets involved. But
Yeah.
yes, indeed, much simpler. He does like the sound of this Book of Debts that Alwyn keeps talking about. That's a lot. There's a lot of hope there for a manling. We're talking about a Book
It's
of
going to
Debts.
be a library. My Book of Grudges, my Book of Debts, my folio of slights, my manuscript of bad meals.
He almost feels like it's a protege situation with this Book of Debts, but he'll help him where he can. Pipe in with, no, over here. You do it like this. Yeah, definitely. He's got a little time on his hands, and so yeah, I think he probably does get a little. He spends the time going through his Book of Grudges, his book of. He started keeping a Book of Remembrances, which I think I maybe mentioned very briefly before. He didn't used to keep that, but with Grozim's demise, he's now keeping a Book of Remembrances. I got that from the book, by the way, in the the dwarf book.
Oh, nice. Yeah, great.
Yeah,
love it.
and yep, and yeah, he's a little more circumspect, a little more gazy than he likes to be, but he's got some time on his hands, so he's probably.
Well, I mean, he is keeping a journal now, so that's a little maudlin, but that is absolutely
a
understandable.
journaling dwarf. What could go wrong?
Exactly. It's great too because it's got like sparkly hearts on the outside too. It's got a little clasp in it. He has a special pen that has a bunch of like fringe on the top. It's really quite a production.
Absolutely, no doubt.
Then what? I think then there's nothing else of interest. You will be getting word from the Sigmarites that they'll be happy to meet with you tomorrow morning at their patron's manor and to discuss things. The letter that you receive back is quite formal, and it has the seal of the hammer of Sigmar on it, and it is signed by both a witch hunter named Kederick Bach. And again, I know we all went to high school with a Kederick Bach, or owned a ton of albums from Kederick Bach's album or band. But let's see. Kederick Bach. I believe that's how I spelled it. Let me double check here. Yep. Kederick Bach is the witch hunter and
Right.
Ingvald Harka. Oop, hold up, that's typo. Ingvald Harka is the Sigmarite priest. That's who you'll be meeting with tomorrow. Kederick Bach and Ingvald Harka. But that brings us to our mid-session break. So why don't we take our mid-session break right now, and then we'll come back and have your meeting with the Sigmarites. So for those listening at home, we'll be back in about 5 minutes. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Someone disagreed about whether they should come back inside or not. Anna eventually convinced me to come back inside, but then what we have is you're meeting with the Sigmarites. So, anything you guys wish to prepare? Anything that any strategy you wish to discuss for this conversation, or are you just gonna wing it?
Well, winging it doesn't sound like the best thing to do.
It is very likely, I think, that you can assume that the Sigmarites are likely to direct their discussions with the priests in the party. So if you guys, those of you who are not ordained, you may wish to consider if there's anything, any topics or any issues you want to see covered in that discussion, you provide that to your priest companions.
I mean, do they want to go? I mean, you guys want to go?
I mean, Thognoth will be a boon for us.
Yeah,
anyway.
Thognoth. Yeah.
They do like dwarves.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Especially with a little oregano and some garlic. Wait.
Now, would they have anything to do with thievery in this town? Do you think they'd have interest in that? Of finding the people that took our coin? They wouldn't have anything to do with that.
I
Would they,
mean,
priest?
if you wish to distract the witch hunter, you can say you suspect that they serve the greatest powers, but I wouldn't recommend that.
We'll leave that as a last recourse if we can't get his interest in. And I don't know about your book of debts, Alwyn. You could bring that up if you wish. I don't know if you think that's a good idea, priest.
Well, they're already on a particular mission, so.
Yeah, I think sometimes, Thognoth, sometimes less is more.
Is more.
Right? Yeah.
Unless it comes to gold, then more.
Yeah,
Sounds like a
Katerina wants
manling concept. but
I'm not going. I don't want to be there. I think I might spoil it.
Alwyn, you want to go, or you want to hang out with Rutard and do some scouting around town?
Yeah, I think I might hang back as well. I'm not so sure I want to be involved.
Sure how much I'll really add, It might get into the depths of empirical philosophy and so on, and I don't know if that's really me, to be honest.
Rudy's on an ever ongoing journey of self-discovery.
Right.
But
Who am I? I'm not that. That's what I reckon.
all I would say is it'd be good to know what their intentions are, if they're purely looking for the murderer of the priest, or if they're here to rid us of the mutants, or something in between, or
womanizing philanderers,
They definitely have a field to take out those mutants and find out who killed their priest. So, bringing the witch doctor along is another indication that they're pretty serious.
Yeah.
The witch doctor? Witch hunter?
Not witch doctor, the witch hunter.
Okay.
Yeah.
What game? Are we playing Diablo or? Jeez.
I mean, my experience of witch hunters is they will find somebody. They just will.
Yep. Yep. There are those who are on exploration to find the truth, and there are those who are trying to justify their existence, and the overlap between those two is sometimes the case with the witch hunters. You're not a very good witch hunter if you don't find witches, and that sometimes takes a little trying. So,
yeah, peace rate.
So I know that the Sigmarites are going to want to wipe out the mutants if they find them, just because it's what they do, and they're a threat. Although Katerina might not be so partial towards that kind of bloodshed. So,
yeah.
How does Talther feel about it?
Well, after being attacked by the mutants, he's not quite so fond of them, just like he wasn't with the Skavens. I think he's more aligned with the Sigmarites than he is with Katarina at this point, as far as the mutants go. But as far as the rest of the Kreutzfelds and Dunburgers, he wants to try to avoid bloodshed there, if he can.
Okay. Then, Talther, Katarina, you get yourselves all in your best robes. Thognoth, you get your... I mean, you always have that Grombril axe gleaming, but you get your other stuff together, and let me find... Oh yeah, I'll do this. This is probably easiest. Let me go. I mean, there's going to be a lot of mutants in this ambush, so I just need to make sure I've got enough... Wait, is this thing on? Uh-oh. Hold on. Hold on. All right. Let me give a Namen here. Go. Go, and that one. I'm not sure the way that Ingvald is spelled. I don't know if I've had that combination of letters before, so my hands just do not want to type that out properly, because getting that W after the G is just... I can't think of another word that does that. So I twice had to be like consciously thinking of how best to put this in order. So when you guys arrive at the estate, you're escorted outside to a garden by the attending servants, where you find two individuals standing with a merchant. The merchant very quickly excuses themselves. The first you can see is Hederick Bach, the witch hunter. He does not have his pistols drawn, but he gives the impression that he could have them in hand at a moment's notice. And standing with him is the Sigmarite, Ingvald Harka.
Whoa.
And I have, rather than the full-size things, boom, there we go, little tokens to keep track of who is who here. So, as you come in, once the merchant passes, he nods to the three of you. It is Ingvald who steps forward first.
Sister, brother,
Brother, witch hunter. I don't know. How do you address a witch hunter? Witch hunter.
Silence.
Yeah, I guess I
Yeah.
I'm just going to give him a nice deferential head nod.
Yeah. He slowly doffs his hat towards you. Ingvald says,
you brought one of the...
I'm trying to think what they have a name for the dwarves in that they call them. Is it the Khazalid?
Sigmarites we're talking about?
No, the dwarves. What do they call themselves? Are the Khazalid?
Oh, the Dowie, right? Dowie.
Dowie, right.
You brought one of the Dowie with you.
Yes, he is our companion in arms.
And staunchest ally.
He
This
nods.
is Thognoth.
Sticks his meaty. This guy's got to have like a good half head over Katarina. And remember, Katarina is quite tall. He sticks his meaty and gauntleted hand out to you, Thognoth.
Ingvald Hawker, in service to Sigmar.
I'll take his hand. Thognoth Barrickson of the Cragforge clan.
Cragforge. Can't say as I've met my old kind before. I'm honored.
As am I. It's good to make your acquaintance.
If I might impose, Thognoth, your axe, it is grown real, is it not?
Is indeed. Sometimes mistaken for mithril, but others I see you have a finer eye. And he takes off his axe.
Indeed.
He turns back to Kederick,
And he says, the mark of a true warrior among the dwarves. A weapon of legend.
I'll show it to him. I will, for his inspection.
and he turns to you and speaks in Kazalit. Because the Sigmarites are one of the few who do master the challenges of your tongue. And he says,
Has it a name?
None of you can understand. This is the first time I think any of you have seen a human speak Kazalit.
Yeah, it probably takes Thognoth by, keep pauses with unusual for Thognoth too, I'm sure. Not too many. I don't remember him chatting with too many Sigmarites, at least.
I don't think so. I don't think you met enough Sigmarite in the campaign thus far. Oh, except for the
he
fucking blackmailer. Except part of the blackmailer. You did meet him. Well,
right.
Very briefly before he was murdered. So what were you saying?
Yeah, I say Gromdal Jundraken is his name.
And if you did pass it to him, he passes it back.
Welcome. You're most welcome.
And he shifts back into Reichspiel. And
Says, I did not know you had one of Dwari among you. Most welcome.
He introduces himself to you, Talther, and to you, Katerina, and then says,
This is Kederick Bach, the witch hunter, sent along with us to see to our task.
I see.
I understand that you've had dealings with these heretics.
Well, we certainly face the mutants. That is for sure.
You survived. We will wish to discuss tactics, arms they've had, and where we might chase them down and burn them out.
And you can hear Kederick mutter some kind of prayer to Sigmar.
Well, it has been a matter of months since we've seen them last, so hunting them down may take more time than we would both like.
They cannot escape the hammer. We will find them. But please,
I do.
sit. We have much to discuss.
Sit down.
I'll have a seat.
Okay.
Yep.
What have your orders sent? What instructions have you been given?
And you can feel the look of Kederick from underneath the brim of that hat of his. He's studying you both. Whoever speaks, his eyes dart over to it.
I will say, well, my orders are simple. I am to assist in your investigation, but my imperative is to ensure that finances do not become stagnant in the area.
There's a knowing look that goes between Ingvald and Kederick.
And you, sister.
So likewise, we are to make sure that that trade to Salzamund is not disrupted as much as it needs to be.
And
Have you orders or our best to prosecute this? Were you to deal with the families? Was one to be favored over the other?
We have plans to speak with the Rasburgers first. The churches have left this in our hands to maneuver the fine details, but we have determined that approaching the neutral third party would be the best outcome, because our dealings with the other two have been rough because of the prior circumstances. We're hoping to mend some bridges before we approach them together.
I have information provided by our surviving acolytes. And if you are the Taltha of Manon and Katerina of Shalia, I believe we have you to thank for finding the party responsible for the murder of one of our own.
We were involved in the investigation.
Yes.
I think, given the mutual task that we have been saddled with, there is no need for false modesty. You were the parties responsible for uncovering an errant member of our faith. Correct?
Correct.
Correct.
As rough and inexperienced as we were at the time, we did manage at least that.
Indeed. The credit and one C that I see has been recognized by your orders. Understand, my purpose is not to make excuses for a wayward member of our church. My purpose is to cleanse these lands, burn the corruption. My duty is to see the filth cleansed from those lands. And my brother Ketterick is to see that none fester with those families that remain.
And there is a distinctive sheen of fanaticism in his eyes. You can tell him he is very looking forward to the cleansing.
Ketterick?
Ingvald.
Both. Oh, okay.
Ketterick, you actually can't see his eyes because of the positioning of his...
The wide-brimmed hat.
Yeah.
Shadows.
So it will Witch Hunter Bach be accompanying us to visit the families then? To see if there is any hidden corruption, or will he be accompanying you in the field? Father Harka.
He looks at Ketterick and looks back at you.
We had not finalized the approaches. We wish to consult with you. Our perspective on this. The Baron, in his wisdom, has involved each of our churches, each of which has aspects of this task to which we would excel. I think me and my knights would be best suited to cleansing that world. What army of mutants, heretics, and devotees of the ruinous powers what lurk in the hills, we can chase them down and burn them out. Their arms will be nothing to our hammers. We will strike like the twin-tailed comet itself.
I admire your fervor in this task. It is sorely needed. And I'll glance towards Ketterick and then back to Ingvald and say, handling the families may require more of a deft touch than having a a witch hunter with us, people would speak more freely without regard to fear of suspicion.
Cataract
No.
then speaks.
Freely or not, we will find the truth.
Indeed. I would just prefer to make sure that the when the hammer needs fall, it hits the nail that it must.
This is Cataract speaking once again.
You would blanch from this task. Retreat? Priest of Manan?
No. I just prefer to cause as little collateral damage as possible.
If meat is corrupted, one must cut away all that has been infected.
This is why we have brought Katarina along. She is most skilled at identifying that which can be saved and that which cannot.
You can feel Cataract's eyes have gone over to Katarina and is kind of holding it there. Ingvald says,
Yes, yes.
I've seen her pull Minnie back from the edge of poor choices thus far, and she has saved Minnie that would otherwise not have been.
But
Yeah,
if they cannot be saved, then they must be cleansed.
Yeah, and she has not hesitated in that regard either.
There is a little twitch on the corner of Cataract's mouth at the prospect of they must be, what did you say, cleansed?
Cleansed, yeah.
Yeah. He just simply kind of doffs the hat in your direction, Katarina, in a favorable manner. Ingvald then speaks.
Good. And we will search the fields. And you can deal with these nobles.
Yes, and in that regard, we can show you the place where we were last attacked. It is on the way. That should help you get the trail sooner.
And I will. Perhaps you've seen the reports or heard what your acolytes have told you, or your fellow priests of Sigmar have told you, that these mutants fight like greenskins, ambush from the shadows, use those sort of tactics that are not straightforward. But I'm sure you're used to that, Father.
Cataract says,
Indeed. The corrupted favor the shadows. But we shall bring the light.
I do ask one request, that if you are successful in finding the leaders, that perhaps incarceration and an example, incarceration as an example to be tried might be a noble course.
Ingvald and Cataract kind of look at one another, and then Ingvald looks back at you.
You mean this fallen noble? And
Aren't there two fallen nobles?
the
Was it?
lady?
I thought.
Indeed. One formerly of your order. Is that
Yes.
Cataract leans forward and kind of steeples his fingers.
This is not sentiment that drives this, sister. It is a wish
Not for
just...
me. Not for me. That woman tried to kill us.
A show of justice would be in order.
And
We
Ingvald,
have to keep the nobility in line too.
Yes.
They cannot. Since they are the most wealthy, sometimes they are the most tempted.
A trial would go more to keep the peace than just, yeah.
this is Ingvald speaking now.
And they come one from each of the
Yes.
two of the three families, yes?
Yes.
Indeed.
There is art in showing both meeting justice. If we can, we will bring them in alive to face
If you
the
can,
fires.
I understand. A stray bullet, a stray arrow, a well-placed hammer strike, or axe strike. I look at Dogma.
He looks at Kedrick and looks back at you.
Your proposal has great wisdom in it. We will ensure, to the best we can, and Sigmar's will, they will be brought alive. But perhaps not undamaged.
Kedrick says they need not be pristine to face the fires.
If they do arrive damaged, it is only what their actions have earned them.
Well said,
And he raises a toast up to you.
Sigmar.
I'll take this in, Mark. We're not.
And anything else you wish to discuss with Ingvald? Or Kedrick?
Nope. Dognoth, you got anything to say?
He holds his tongue. He holds his tongue on thievery in the town.
Talthir does want to glance, actually full on look to Kedrick and ask him, the witch hunters know much. Is there anything you might share about the Rasburgers that may arm us for our coming engagement?
Give us a... Let's see here. Actually, I think what he'll just say is, if you know of our order, you would know that secrets are shared when necessary.
I was hoping it was necessary.
Ingvald says,
And what you could take from Ketterick's comment. We know no reason to be concerned of the Rasburgers.
Talthir's inner monologue is like, doubt, he knows something.
The shadow of that brim of his hat cast over his shadows, and the slight smirk in Kedrick's corner suggests he may not be wrong there.
Yeah, I give him the slightest of nods and then, look back to Ingvald and said, well, I believe that is all we've came to discuss. It seems like we're on the same page here.
Good. Shall we set forth tomorrow, then?
Yeah.
Do you think, Katerina, is that within the timeline, or do you need more time to speak with your acolytes?
Since I've reached out to a very generous merchant in town, Valtane Anderhart, he is helping with the construction of our church here in Olden Leeds, and to help with the catastrophe that happened recently. And I had reached out to him to perhaps have a dinner, which he would be more than welcome to attend, to highlight his generosity. Politics we have to get into, as distasteful as it might be. But it was good to have Olden Leeds at least on our side as a fallback position.
He looks at Kedrick and looks back at you.
Well, our task is clear. We have no dealings with whoever this merchant is. But,
Excuse me.
If you need this extra day, we can delay.
And then Kedrick interrupts with,
But every extra day is more time for the heretics to plan, to prepare, and to learn of our coming. Ingvald says, "If you need the time, we will delay. But
I do let them know about the roadside inn as well. They probably know about it, but
If you have a
they're
map,
familiar with us.
we could show you about whereabouts we were attacked. If you feel it necessary to get a head start.
the two look at one another. Perhaps we will set out. Then, you deal with your, how did you put it? Politicking.
Politics.
And then, meet us once your dinner has concluded. Hey? And Ketterick sort of nods.
Yes.
Indeed. Good. Ingvald stands and puts his meaty hand out.
Shake.
I look forward to our time and our task and seeing it through successfully.
Agreed.
So he shakes hands with each of you, and he says something to the effect of like blessings of your ancestors to you, Thognoth, in Kazalid.
Yeah, I'll return in Kazalid.
And then leaves you out. Ketterick does not rise during that time. He just stands and keeps watching you like a creep.
Glowering.
Yeah.
I kind of like Ketterick. He's pretty.
The rest escort you guys
Hunters are
out.
fun.
And
As soon as we get out there and out of earshot, Talthir will lean over to both of them and say, "Well, at least we know when we get there, we won't be immediately ambushed."
yeah, canaries in a
Right.
coal mine.
Yep.
Those two enjoy their work.
Yep. That's for sure.
I don't think I've met a manling that spoke Kazalid before.
Well, I've
That's very
heard quite a
interesting.
few curses from you, but can't speak it like that.
Hmm.
I might have to kick you up on some. Well, you're probably not allowed, are you?
Now, they're quite secretive about the sharing Kazalid. It's
Yeah,
only...
I heard they're. Yes, I heard they're very secretive. So that's very curious.
Sigmarites and dwarves I know have spent have swung many a weapon together. So I have to think about this. A manling speaking Kazalid, but I'll let you know. I'll let you know what I think about it.
Are we opening another book in the library, a book of respect?
Not yet. Let's
Could
not
be a
get all
very
crazy.
Yeah.
Let's
Thin
not get crazy.
magazine.
It's like one of those front yard libraries that people have, but just strapped to the back of some porter that you've got. It has all your many volumes. Book of Debts, the Book of Grudges.
It's important.
Alwyn and Rudy, what did you guys wish to do with your evening, if anything? Or were you just... While these were meeting with... this was morning, so while they were meeting with these folks, did you have anything you wish to get done?
Maybe just a sort of simple see what comes in terms of a peruse around the place. Maybe just pick up something of a feel for local sensibilities, where they're up to, just not targeted, just gentle understandings. Maybe make myself known to people a little bit.
Give us a gossip check, please.
Oh, I suppose that would be, wouldn't it? Yeah. I've even got a skill for it. Look at that. Okay. What would you like? Average? Something different?
Yeah, difficulty. Let's go with average.
All right. Let's try it. No. I will
Fortune
fate
then?
point it.
You got it.
Fortunate, sorry, yeah. Just kind of a straightforward reroll.
We
isn't it?
didn't play Death Watch last night, so I haven't got my fate point, fortune point thing fucked up yet.
There you go.
There you go.
With it.
So what do you... is there anything specifically you're looking to learn about?
I suppose perceptions of current troubles, because people always want to talk about their troubles.
Yeah.
So it's like just an open book, and try and steer them away from Mrs. Biggins's overpriced pies to something a little bit more around troubles of the empire, troubles of the comings and goings.
Yeah. So there's you got 3 successes. So let's talk about 3 to sort of general things that seem to be weighing. Like this is the like grousing around the the breakfast. Whether it's at a pub or something else. So here's the 3 things that people are grousing about. One is the aftermath of the quakes. So that is whatever that catastrophe was. There's a lot of concern that that's going to happen again. You don't give much thought to what's actually underneath your feet until it gives out underneath you. So there's a lot of people talking about like, well, what else is going to fucking happen, which is leading to a little bit of those elves have been quite active in here. So there's a little bit of it's because there hasn't been any other collapses and any other deaths, then there isn't more fuel for the fire, but it has that sort of like, you can tell it's moving towards kind of an anti-elf sentiment in town. Or at least it has the risk of doing so. Second thing is there does seem to be some concern. This is a city that is largely, the majority of the wealth comes from the silver trade. And while there still is plenty of other places that are supplying, the fact that the Durenbachs and the Kreutzfeld lands, that they have seen disruption of this, it has a material impact on the folks here. The warehousing, the stevedores. I'm pretty sure I've forced stevedores into pretty much every campaign we've played so far. I get a lot of shit for like wrecking ships a lot of times into my campaigns. We should see the representation of stevedores in the campaigns as a positive. As far as ship adjacent things are. But that means that, with less silver coming through, it means less boats that are being loaded up. It means less carts that are being unloaded. So there is a fair bit of discontent over like why are they not supplying? What the fuck is going on? So the feeling that if the Sigmarites are here to set things right, that seems a bit positive as well. And then the final thing is, hold up, where was my notes? Do I have something in my notes? Here we go. There is just still, because the town is so close to one of the, valuable sources of silver. Rudy, you wouldn't necessarily remember this, but one of the reasons why everyone was sent out to the Kreutz to sort of like settle things down with the Kreutzfelds and the Durenbachs in the first place is because the instability there has an impact on the Baron's wealth is what makes him gives him the standing that he has.
Right.
And there was a concern that if they couldn't settle the feud between the two of them, that might cause some weakness in him. And given that he's only an elector count relatively recently, like within his lifetime, it means that could also quite easily be taken away. And the fact that not only did they not get those two squabbling families to marry, they've also seen now a drop-off on the silver supplies. Like, there's some concern that some of the other electric counts might be like, you know what, like, they clearly are not ready for the big leagues. We need to step in and take charge again, which would lead to one of the other electric counts. I think it might have been Ubersmike, that was previously responsible for this territory. The Baron would be stripped of his electric count status and be returned back to the subservient position he was. And that would mean all of Nordland would lose its prestige. So that's the other sort of gossip that's in the area. That may be premature, but there's some truth in that.
Yeah.
So that's what you've picked up in for breakfast gossip. The diner, whatever the old world equivalent of a diner is, it's you as a American news broadcaster going around in Iowa talking to, like, what do you think is the problem in Nordland? Alwyn, what about you? What are you going to do with your morning?
I think he'll be taking advantage of a late morning, getting up, resting up a bit, and I think he'll be just.
So there are two kinds of dogs. There are the dogs that wake you up, and the dogs that wait till you get up. What kind of dog is Astrid?
Well, this is the other thing. I was going to try and reinforce my new training with Astrid. So I'll be spending a bit more time with Astrid because I don't get much time with all the travelling about. So, trying to get a little bit more authority and a little bit more training. So I've already sort of done that. So I'm just reinforcing that.
Okay. Is it an animal charm that you roll, or is it animal training?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be able to actually do it, but I can see how it goes. There is an animal training dog, yeah.
Why don't you give us an animal training check? Let's just see if she's scratched at the door or...
Is this average, would we say?
Yeah, average with Astrid.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
So, how surprised are you that as you lay in, she's just waiting for you to get up? There's no scratching at the door. There's no, like, noise for food.
I think I'll be surprised, but sort of pleasantly surprised that it's starting to sink in and the training's starting to work. And, I'll spend some sort of time, go for a bit of a walk and a bit of sort of quality time for a change rather than all this travelling and quests. And so, it'd be reinforcing our sort of newfound respect for each other and such.
Okay. So I think Rudy returns from breakfast at around the same time as everybody else returns from your meeting with the Sigmarites, and Alwyn is, perhaps amusing some of the children of the folks who are being serviced at the mission, or being serviced. Is that the right word? Receiving breakfast or something at the mission by some of Astrid's newfound tricks. So you see the three of you all come back. Rudy has come back as well. What do you guys share of what you've learned?
Well, I'll certainly outline the gossip that I've heard. The sense that any of the troubles that are out there will affect the status and wealth, shrinking wealth of this place, and therefore the status of the Baron, and therefore its links to the north. And so there are sort of ripples, strong ripples from what's happening, because the silver must flow.
Well, it's good that we're attempting to stabilize things here. Then I think we've mostly got the Sigmarites on the same page as us. We should we'll be seeing them heading out tomorrow to pretty much find the place where we were attacked previously and secure the roads and begin their hunt. And they'll mostly be out of the way when we talk to the nobles.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm really surprised you managed that. Well done.
Well, they were surprisingly reasonable, and at least Ingvald took to Thognoth pretty quickly.
Yep.
Only
They were quite,
It's that axe, that big axe.
yeah. So they seem quite reasonable to you, did they? That's good.
Well, Ingvald was very
Oh.
reasonable.
Oh,
The witch hunter,
was a witch hunter.
he knows some things that he's not speaking of, but they are secretive.
Yeah.
So his name is Kedrick Bach, if you've ever heard of him.
Oh no, I don't think so.
But he is travelling with them, not us.
Exactly.
Yes.
Well, that's good at least.
As far as you know.
Oh, good.
I'm sure he has spies elsewhere. But who knows?
Then, anything else do you guys wish to discuss or do?
So, was it confirmed we set out tomorrow?
Well, Katerina wants to reach out to Anderhart to
Yeah, honestly,
have a
that's about.
formal dinner.
Ask for our payment.
Well, hopefully that can be done in the formal setting without too much of a eyebrow raise.
Thognorth gives a wink to Alwyn in Mouth's Book of Debts.
I was thinking while we wait for the letter to be received and things arranged, Thognoth and us could see about going around the shops and see if his axe has shown itself or been recovered.
Yes.
Fine suggestion.
It would probably have been washed out during the flooding, maybe.
Either that
Indeed.
or buried under immeasurable rubble, which,
Yeah.
why even think of that?
Or melted for spoons.
All right, let's stop. That's enough.
It's like you're
oh.
describing all like careful, horrible tortures administered to a favorite pet of Thognos. Oh man, imagine the stress on the handle of that thing as all those tons of rock fall down on it as well. Like just,
Yeah, let's not consider that.
it is the old world. So when I say
Inconsiderate.
tons, I mean NNES. Sorry, Darren, what were you saying?
No, it's that's all good.
Okay.
What would be the name of pawn shops? You think in the old world? What would that be called?
I laugh because my sister's husband was from Stockport, right? He grew up mostly in Manchester, and we used to get great delight in having him say the difference between pawn shop, AWN, and porn shop, because it sounds exactly the fucking same. So if you're wondering what it's called in the old world, my experience is it's a porn shop. So
The axe might be at the porn shop.
oh. So what's that one, Steve? Porn shop. And that one? Porn shop. Got it. All right, so you could be lurking around and to try and find, sad music played as you go window to window looking inside, trying to see this stuff. Anything else you guys
Have you
wish to
seen
do?
an axe?
It'll probably be tomorrow evening is the earliest they would be able to accommodate the dinner. So you will definitely be at least a day late leaving the city, which leaves you really the rest of like the better part of an afternoon and evening. So Talther and Katerina will definitely have some, robes that they will be wearing to this. But Thognoth, Rudy, and Alwyn, I don't think you guys have like dinner attire.
Nice clothes.
Yeah. Do you want to concern yourself about looking appropriate for the dinner, or?
You guys could
No.
just wait outside with the horses,
Yeah, it's also
But
not to
our
say you guys may not wish to go, even, come to think of it.
Sorry, so do you say a dinner?
Yeah.
Well,
I
like
think I might.
the formal kind of dinner.
I think you should. I think Rudy
Right.
should. I think you both should go. Why not?
I'd like to experience that, firsthand.
You need some nice clothing and
A hat.
Clean
Do you
yourself
wear
up,
hats?
You can.
Yep. You need a cod piece for sure.
You'll have to remember to take it on and off depending on the circumstances.
Right.
It's easier not to wear a hat.
Yeah, you could take Alwyn shopping.
For a second there, John, I thought you were talking about the cod piece. Like, wow, that is a dirtier joke than I would have expected from you, John. Jeez. Wait, I appreciate
you never know
it.
with the nobles sneaking off to the broom closets.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I think you should go.
I'll get
You
some. Get some
should go,
clothes.
Alwyn.
Yeah.
Maybe you can find his accountant.
Yeah. Well, if you want me to attend, just be on guard that I may say something that he might not like, or may have to take action to get some wealth back that we're owed.
So
maybe, but
courtly
Alwyn, come on,
garb?
we'll just be stuffing our faces, won't we?
It's free food.
No, it's food. Come on.
Yeah,
mate.
but they
really good
serve
dinner.
it on some rather expensive silver plates and such sometimes.
Oh,
Yeah,
Please.
I'll come along.
yeah. There you go.
So the cost of courtly garb is 12 gold crowns. I'm assuming that you were not going for, in the court of an electric count kind of stuff. But let's assume
No,
even a
Primark.
quarter.
Go to Primark. Whatever the
Yeah, so
equivalent is.
let's assume 3 gold crown would be fancy stuff.
Jeez.
I ain't got any money, so
I'll contribute a gold to Alwyn's if he needs it.
You guys have
Yeah, I
sufficient funds among you to get
I've
fancy
had myself out
duds?
helping Tognoth with stuff, so I've only got like.
Well, no, Katarina and Talther, you've got your robes, so you'll
Oh,
be
yeah,
fine
no,
wearing
just-
that
yeah.
stuff.
I spend most of my the loose gold with Thognoth to help him get geared up. So
Oh, yeah, right, your repairs.
Yeah,
I don't really want to waste money on him. I'll be honest. I don't see the value
That's fine.
in spending money to impress someone that I don't care for.
Katarina
So-
would have enough insight then to tell you it is likely to be taken as offense then.
yeah. So I will. Don't worry about it. I'll contribute the 3 gold to Alwyn's dress.
You're getting pretty womaned, Alwyn.
Okay.
And what
Well,
about
Astrid
Rudy?
cannot come, by
Do
the
you
way.
have 3 gold crown
Yeah,
ready
Astrid.
to gussy yourself up?
I banked all mine. Isn't that what you do? You bank
Yeah.
it.
How do we resolve that banking?
You actually can only access it during downtime between adventures.
Exactly. It wasn't a cash account. It was only one withdrawal a year.
Your debit
Got a
card.
lockup on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get better interest on it.
It's always a tricky thing. You open the account in Sol's and Moon, and the debit card doesn't work in Olden Lights,
Well, I also put money in the bank, but yeah.
So I'll just have to wash what I've got.
Mm.
I haven't got the money. Can't do it.
So Katarina in particular, just because of her background, you would know that if they do show up in their everyday garb, even cleaned, it's going to be taken as an offense.
All right. Okay.
What's
forget that.
our monthly?
Monthly.
Gold, right?
You guys already got
If we
paid that.
work. Yeah.
Oh, we did. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, it was in downtime as well, wasn't it?
oh yeah. I don't think I've got my monthlies.
Yeah, I don't want to skint people for the.
Yeah. No, you're right. Okay.
Take
I'll
it.
go
This
down
guy.
with Chippy instead then.
Ruthard, you could ask him for a doggy bag, like bring back, bring.
Yeah, for Alwyn could bring back food for the dog.
Yeah, Thognoth doesn't have the money, so he won't be going. He won't go.
I'm not going. going.
Okay, you guys aren't gonna go. Okay.
No.
I just don't. I mean, if I was flush, but I don't have a single
No,
gold.
no. You're all right. Don't worry about it, mate.
Okay.
We'll cut to you guys sitting in like that Katarina's office with, 1 table and 2 chairs. You all
Yeah.
sitting around 1 bottle of grog.
Bet they're eating fine, aren't they?
Yeah. a little more pepper with your offal, Alwyn.
And a rat scurries across the table and steals it. Hey,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
Hey, food.
So then, Talther and Katerina, it sounds like you are attending this dinner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you wish to bring anyone else, or?
What?
You know, Aaron can talk to you, Alwyn. I hear that you like the fighting pits.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
You want to get in trouble here like you did in Salzamund?
Yeah.
Sorry.
He hasn't grown out of it yet.
All right, so Aaron could take you boys out for a good evening then, if you don't want to join for dinner. Talther, Katerina, when you arrive, so I guess first off, for this first day, is there anything you guys wish to do with the remainder of your afternoon and your evening? Or are you just going to carry on with what you were doing before? Relaxing,
Yeah,
I think
getting ready.
making the rounds for the axe. I think he's taken with that idea. See if it turned up.
The odd chance that it
Oh,
might.
yeah,
Who knows?
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, why don't you give us a... It's not bribery.
Gossip?
No, definitely not that. Haggle. Give us a haggle check at very hard.
Can we assist with this or in any way? If we got nothing else on for the day?
I don't think so.
No. Okay.
No, I don't. You guys aren't. Is anyone trained in haggle?
Yes.
Yeah, cool. Yes, I am, definitely. It's my stock in trade as a smuggler.
Okay. Oh yeah, of course. Actually, then yeah, you know what? But let's do this instead. Let's set a threshold that you guys need to meet for it, rather than doing assist, because what you got here? Oh, Dealmaker probably adds to the success levels, right?
I'd reduce the cost. Or
No, but I mean, what's never listed in here is the success bonus. Is there's a skill that it always adds
gotcha.
for each level in a talent you've got. It adds to your success levels. I think that might add to haggle. Is that right?
It does.
Ruben?
Haggle test, yeah. Yep.
Does it? Okay,
on
cool.
page 135, yeah.
Brilliant. Okay. So then let's set the difficulty at... I think it's going to be really hard here. So we'll do the tests at very hard.
Oh.
But we'll set the threshold at... I think at 9.
Oof.
So, like, there's a chance of getting this, and you can't spend action die, or actually, you can spend wrong games. Every game is fucking fantasy craft now.
Yes.
You know how often I called that action points in that game, and it took time to reorient my head to say action die instead. Good lord! All right. So then, each of you can give us a very hard haggle check for this first day, and let's see how many success levels you can generate. And Rudy, you're adding +1. So
And that's only good if
not
you-
Talther and Katerina. Only because you're going to dinner, right?
Are we doing this like the day beforehand?
Oh, you are. That's right. Yeah.
I was
Okay.
so close.
Okay.
And Graham, the +1's only if you succeed, by the way, just for... So, yeah.
Yeah, sure. No, I understood. I'll put the bonus in, but it's
Okay. And Alwyn.
It's virtually impossible.
Target number 1. All right.
As I said.
Anyone want to
Well, mine
fortune
was-
that? I mean, you got very little to lose in doing that, and you got plenty of fortune. We have 22 minutes
Yeah.
left in the session.
go on,
15% chance? Yeah, might as well.
Sure.
go on, do it again. Why not?
Go for it.
I have a...
Oh,
Was it very hard? Did you say it was very hard?
Very hard. Yeah.
Very hard.
Oh, very, very hard.
Like the chances of a thing lost in the sewers turning up is quite remote. So, but I mean, like it's not nothing.
Jeez. Wow.
Wow. Yeah, it's impressive. None of you rolled a crit fail though, so like, that is something. And I think statistically unlikely too, because that's what 8 rolls with no doubles. So, okay. So you do spend your evening. Everyone's made a really good effort of trying to find this thing, Thognoth, but like, every, rat catcher, every, sewer worker, every junk dealer, you've checked everybody. No one tonight. Doesn't mean it's impossible. Just means not tonight.
Just getting started
Absolutely.
on this task.
This is the whole focus of the campaign now, is find this stupid axe. So, then the next evening, you guys will have an opportunity to get yourselves ready. Anything you wish to do before dinner with Anderhart?
Maybe have a strategy meeting as far as, how we're going to approach getting him to pay us for our services without offending him.
Is that your expectation of how this dinner is going to go? That's going to be interesting to see.
That's one of my side goals.
Okay. So what do you guys think?
Blackmail doesn't tend to go very well for priests, so let's avoid that if we can.
I'm there I'm there to thank him for his generosity and do it publicly.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll be there as a support, showing up as representative of the Menang Church.
Maybe you can find the accountant or the person who gives money to if he's there or gives whoever's in charge of deliveries or whatever to Shalia's temple.
Oh, the finance?
Yeah, I don't know. He might be.
What were we going to say, Graham?
I was just going to say, is he going to know anything? Is he going to have insights? Because
I just think him getting Alwyn's money.
Oh, all right. Because he wants the money to flow, doesn't he? Because that brings more money in, and bringing more money in makes him wealthier.
Yeah,
so he'll like that. Yeah. So he's on our side in a way. He wants things to be resolved there. The Sigmarites, in a way, are not going to help him because the collateral problem that you keep mentioning, well, that's going to just basically not help the money to flow. So he's going to want the money to flow. So what we're doing, is kind of really what he wants. Smooth it down, bring the money in. That's nice. But I don't know. It's just so I think he's going to be warm to what we're doing.
You're not wrong, Rudy. He isn't, like, his fortune was made in the silver trade, right? So
yeah, right.
We just did get the Sigmarites out of town with their witch hunter, so.
Yeah. But we need to differentiate ourselves a little bit from the tools of the Empire. I don't know. It's just it might be that he has some insights into the situation there, because he'll be frustrated by it as well. But
we're looking for an opportunity to seize on new land and new mines.
Yeah, he'll want to do that, but it might be that he therefore knows something about the interrelationships that are out there that might give us a different way of seeing things. I don't know. I'm just throwing something out there. He might not care.
We could use this as an opportunity to get more information on the Rasburgers and the situation of the other two families as well.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, since he trades with them.
Other than that, enjoy the food.
Oh, don't worry. I'm gonna smuggle some back for you too.
Nice. Smuggling. I approve.
I do have a single rank in smuggling.
Do you? Oh, of course you do.
Well, it's representative. Like in the beginning, I was like, Tather's going to have the side thing of smuggling, and then it turns out that we met Rudy, which tied into his background, and that they have a shared thing of smuggling as kids.
Yeah. You kind of lost your way there. Never mind.
Well, I got picked up by the church. That was they grabbed me off the road and just threw me in the church. And
off the rails. Yeah.
So then, anything further you guys wish to discuss before your dinner?
Mm,
See how it goes.
Okay.
yeah, I think we're good.
So, when you guys arrive, it's the same house that you had met before, met by the servants who give no indication they know who you are, or at least that they had met you before. You're brought into the kind of lounge or study area to meet beforehand, serve drinks, and then finally Voltaine arrives along with a woman similarly dressed to how he is, his wife, Sophia. And he comes in, and he is as gregarious and smiley as he once was hard-nosed and negotiating. He comes in and says,
Sister, a pleasure to meet you.
and shakes your hand.
This is my dear wife, Sophia. Sophia, Sister Katerina is the head priestess of Shalia at the mission that we are underwriting.
And she nods and is very pleased to meet you. And he looks to you, and
I did not know that a priest of Manan was involved with this.
Oh
Indeed,
yes, he's a staunch ally.
Yes. We and the Sigmarites had business in town. We have seen them off as of yesterday, but me and Katerina are working together.
They kind of look at one another. They're a little confused. Forgive me, the Sigmarites and the Manonites are working with the Shalians on the mission?
Yes. Well,
no,
not
different
for
mission.
mission.
Not this
But-
mission.
We have a shared goal or mission out in the wilds that has our attention.
Oh, this is Sophia now. How interesting. I look forward to hearing of it. Anderhart gives no indication that he's ever met you before.
Makes sense. I'm a lot cleaner than before and dressed differently. So
Okay. Then, it is going to be otherwise just a inane dinner party with two, nouveau riche folks. You guys can each, so Talther and Katerina, you can give us a challenging intuition check, if you like. This is contested, which is why it's challenging.
okay, well,
Okay.
I've had decent luck with intuition lately. So
Okay. That's only 1 degree of success. That is not better than I rolled.
I won't.
if I
I'll use
spend
it.
a fortune point, can I bump it up one?
That will still not beat me. You need 2.
Okay.
Do you want to try again there, Katerina?
Yes, I will.
Yeah, go ahead and fortune that
Nice
sucker.
one.
Talther, do you want to try
Yes, I'm just-
fortuning it as well?
Yeah, I will try
Yes, I
fortuning
will.
it.
Okay.
Come on, look at the gods. Yeah, even worse.
So both of you, there's no crack in it. It's almost like gaslighting. You would think that, did we actually... It's as if this is a different person that you've met. He gives no indication that he...
Anderhart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes no reference to previous dealings, and otherwise is just a perfect host. He shows you, you're served a
That's
lovely multi-course dinner. You are served, Katerina, you would, if you do happen to mention that you are of your family from Oldenleitz, not Oldenleitz, from Ubersreich.
Ubersreich, yeah.
Yeah, he's very, very interested in hearing about that, and we'll chat a little bit about your father and his financial dealings there. Is there anything you wish to direct the conversation towards over the course of the dinner?
No, I mean, I guess there are other people here, right? I mean,
No, he's hosted just for you
peers?
two.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I just thank you so much, Valtane Anderhart. I don't know what the proper title is.
Voltaine, please.
Thank you so much for your generosity towards our mission to bring a Church of Shalia to Oldenleitz. I'm sure we will have many dealings in the future, and I appreciate your generosity. I would have loved to made a more public declaration, but this is fine. I thank you personally.
I am happy
for
that
your
we can do some
generosity.
good with our good fortune, and pass it to some of who have been less fortunate.
There's some information I'd like to, get out of him if possible. Just some what he knows of the Rasburgers and the Korreitzfelds and the Dernbachs, the status of their trade in the area.
You can give us a. Take a look here. Give us a gossip check, Talther. This will be at, I think, average.
There we go.
Okay. You pretty much, he shares what you've heard, that like what you know of the Kreutzfelds being, the Kreutzfelds and the Dernbachs being at odds with one another. He thinks that they are, they do have very wealthy lands. And as for the Rasburgers, he did not know that they were. He's like, oh yeah, he was aware that there was another family, but like they're not spoken of in the same league as what the other two families are. Anything else you guys wish to direct the conversation towards?
I don't know if I want to drop a few hints that might get his attention as far as or fickle winds or fickle winds.
Oh, I tell him I do mention I don't know why not. I mentioned I do have some employees. As we're rebuilding Olden Leets, I do have some employees that are not necessarily associated with the church, do not get a stipend. And I was wondering if your generosity could extend to maybe a small compensation for them for sort of guarding and seeing to the security of the location.
Well, what you choose to do with our donations, I trust you will know best where to place it.
Oh, very well. I had to try. I don't think there hasn't been any out of character. There hasn't been any like cash donations, right?
No, but he has like the things he's paying for or has been offering. It's largely him buying produce and stuff like that. So no, he hasn't given you direct money for it. But it seems as if that's not an open door for him.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Talther?
I think I'll drop a little bit of a hook for Anderhart here and say, I mentioned earlier that the Sigmarites were in town and then left yesterday. I did not reveal that there's a witch hunter amongst them. They are seeking out rumors of mutants in the wilds.
Sophia gasps. Here. And Baltic
Yes.
says,
I thought you should be aware of, since it's so close to town.
I mean, it's like 2 days travel, right? So,
Yeah, not that close.
so while we appreciate that, your concern is you show the concern of one of the Lady of Mercy's priestesses.
I do travel with one of them. It is the main reason us three churches are working together.
I see.
That is all I have to share.
Good. And Sophia will bring it back to some other nonsense stuff. Yeah. Anything else?
I'll do a thing about blessing their house, but for Shalia and that they get they receive mercy and good fortune.
Okay. As
Because
you
of their
guys,
generosity.
as you are wrapping things up, if you do ask for leftovers or whatnot, then he's happy to supply some further
for sure.
The other,
Yes.
especially the way he would frame it is probably the other folks in service to that. And he then asks Sophia to see Talther out and asks Katerina to stay behind just for a moment.
Sure.
And he's the face of geniality as he sees Sophia out and Talther out, and then he turns to you and he kind of grabs your arm, and it's a fucking hard grab. He says, "You want more money, do ya? Security problems. Don't think I don't know who you are."
Oh, I know you know who I am.
And I know who you are. And who you were dallying with.
Dallying with.
You won't have no security problems at your mission. Lady, I will ensure you will be left alone, and our donations will continue.
And I appreciate that.
Indeed. Bring this up again. Ask for further donations. Whether freely given or encouraged by me. And they will find a new priestess to head this mission. You savvy?
Are you threatening me?
Then we do understand each other.
He lets go of your arm. And he then says, "Sorry, Sophia. The Sister Katerina has offered to bless our house as well. Most kind of her." And he gives you a look, but you can see there's just fucking coldness behind the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll lead you down to the exit. And he will. Sophia is effusive in her thanks for both of you attending. She gratefully accepts your offer to bless the home, and she hopes that it will not be the last time she sees you, Katerina, at the house.
Mm-hmm. We don't have any Skaven artifacts left over, do we?
I don't think you
I know
guys
which. I know a witch hunter who might be interested.
Yeah. Then, Talther, give us a intuition check. Let's say at average, please. Yeah, whatever Katerina and Valtane discussed while they were away, you can tell she's not pleased with whatever was said.
I'll tell him.
Yeah, so once you guys depart, well, I expect you would probably share, but just Talther would kind of pick up that something is off. You guys leave, and on your way back, perhaps Katerina, you just rub your arm. Talther, did you want to ask what?
I tell him what happened.
What do you say?
Yeah.
I say the man grabbed my arm and threatened me. He's not gonna have a pleasant end.
Talther gets a look in his eyes, and is almost like he's chewing his tongue, and he says, "So he threatened you." I don't like threats.
So, I think then, guys, that will have to be where we leave our session. So, everyone gets the usual 100 XP, I believe. Is that right?
Image of Talther's mind. I'm telling Thognoth.
Wait till Father hears of this.
Yeah, and Katerina, you're not. It's not going to hurt you, and you likely could have overpowered the guy. It's just that it's a surprising.
I know, that's a funny. Yeah, it was a.
Yeah. Oh, 1 second.
Shocking. I think.
Yeah. It's just more like it was a surprising grab and forceful grip that you just were not expecting.
Because of the money thing. That's interesting.
Yeah, well, again, it's you got to think of how this guy's mind works, right? He, you know what? Rudy may be the best one equipped to explain it.
Yes.
So,
well, I get what happened. But,
so for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us. Guys, this was session 40 of this campaign. So, as is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, the campaign, or the game we're playing, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section down below, and I'll endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. There's also a link down below in the description of the video to the Dungeon Musings Discord server, where all of us are active, and we have a channel there for the many Warhammer games we run on the channel, as well as most other campaigns and games we run on the channel, GM discussion, virtual tabletop chat, convention chat. There's a terrific, knowledgeable, helpful, and friendly community over there, and you are more than welcome to join us. There's also someone who's sharing that there's a convention in Alaska that is happening for the first time too.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, which sounds pretty cool. And it's neat because they chose not to set it in Anchorage because I guess they wanted it to be more of a pretty backdrop so folks who are going to the con can actually get that. But yeah, it sounds interesting.
Where do they put it then? Not Anchorage or somewhere else?
It's not in Anchorage. It's in, oh gosh, I don't know the name of the town.
they call it the Valley.
Capital.
There's
Fairbanks is another big one.
Shields is putting it on or organizing it.
It's in Lake Lucille Drive in Wasilla, Alaska.
Oh, interesting.
Wasilla, Alaska. So I don't know. Apparently it's in a valley, and apparently it's quite beautiful. So. Oh,
it's just north of Anchorage. Well, just north being a decent drive, but yeah.
Yeah, relative. So basically in France for Darren and Graham.
I've been there before.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm thinking about it.
And in addition, there are channels over there for the many other games and whatnot we run on the channel. You're more than welcome to join us over there. There's also a link down below to our friends at Noble Knight Games. And Noble Knight Games is the preeminent unionized retailer of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs in North America. Not only do they have an incredible selection of new role-playing games, board games, and card games, they have an unmatched selection of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs. Like, I don't know, guys, what kind of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs might you find at, Atlantis the Second Age would definitely be a hard-to-find and out-of-print RPG. What about you, John? Any suggestions?
I've got my typical Dark Eye, but I think that's
the Dark Eye as well,
so.
too, or perhaps Fantasy Craft, if you were looking for that. Yeah.
I still need to get a book for that.
Nice. If you are making if they don't have in stock something in their extensive catalog, you can put it on a want list. They'll send you an email when it comes in. And if you make a purchase of $10 or more through the website, be sure to enter the code MuserNight. All caps, all one word. It's in the description of the video. That'll save you 10% on any purchase of $10 or more through their website. That'll change as of the 15th of this month. So if you're listening to this after July 15, 2025, come back to one of our more recent videos. We'll have what the current discount code is there. In addition, so I'm going to be on vacation at the time of our next session. I'll be on vacation from July 10 to July 21. So there are, I'm not going to be running any games on the channel. During that time that I'm gone, though, we do have an extensive back catalog under the playlists where you can find a bunch of other campaigns. So if you are looking for something from our channel, you can do that. In addition, Carl's channel is linked in the description of this video, and you can find on the Dungeon Musings Discord servers, other streamers channel, a list of a bunch of other members of the Dungeon Musings community who have their own channels. So plenty of things to fill your time up if you were looking for something to do so. The last thing I will say is a huge thank you to our stalwart, grim and perilous heroes. Great having a near full party tonight. Or today. So Darren, Graham, Sean, John, and Carl, thank you so much for playing today, guys. Great session. Fun role playing. I am, as always, so sorry for what's going to happen next session. But we'll be back in 4 weeks' time to Olden Leets and to see what our heroes will intend on doing next. But until that time, we hope that we gave you a few hours to take your mind off the troubles of our world and think about the troubles that our grimdark heroes are encountering. Actually, our grim and perilous heroes. The grimdark heroes were last night. And until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.